let's talk about something that's, well, a little counterintuitive, especially for all you ambitious, driven people out there. We're going to break down a really powerful idea, a paradox really, that explains why all those typical signs of success, the fancy car, the expensive watch, they might not be getting you the kind of respect you think they are. This quote right here, this is basically the whole conversation in a nutshell. It just perfectly nails this massive disconnect in how we think people see us. We assume that having amazing things will make people admire us, but what's actually going on in their head is something totally different.
So this is the logic going on in our own heads, right? This is what drives the purchase. It doesn't matter if it's a luxury car or even a big fancy job title you like to show off. The little voice inside is saying the same thing. People are going to see this, and they're going to be so impressed with me.
But here's the wild part. The person on the street looking at you, they're not thinking about you. Not at all. Their mind completely bypasses you, the owner, and lasers in on the object itself. They literally just imagine themselves in your place. In that moment, you've just become an invisible placeholder for their daydream. And yep, this whole thing has a name. It's called the man in the car paradox. It's this total illusion that flashy status symbols will earn you personal respect. But the reality is, people don't admire the person with the thing. They just admire the thing and fantasize about it being theirs. Okay, so let's get real. How does this actually play out in our careers? Because this isn't just about Ferraris. This paradox is absolutely everywhere in the modern workplace. Sometimes in really subtle ways. Today's Ferrari might just be your LinkedIn profile. This slide just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the performance of success, that perfectly curated social media feed showing off every single win. And yeah, it might get you a quick like, some admiration that lasts about 5 seconds. But then look at the right. That's about quiet impact, the real work, the stuff that doesn't make a flashy post, like helping a colleague or just making a team project better. That's the stuff that builds deep, lasting respect. Think about it this way, with the classic corner office. Sure, you might admire the person who has that big office with the incredible view. But what are you admiring? You're admiring the perk, the object. Now, who do you truly respect? My guess is you respect the mentor, the leader, maybe in a tiny office or no office at all, whose door is always open, who actually invests their time in helping you grow. You respect the person, not their square footage.
All right, so if chasing status symbols is a trap, then what's the move? What's the alternative? How do you actually build that genuine admiration and respect you're really looking for in your career? Well, the answer is way simpler, and frankly, a whole lot more meaningful. It really comes down to these 3 pillars. And these aren't things you can buy, they're things you have to do. First, humility. Just being able to admit you don't know everything and being willing to learn from others. Second, kindness. This is the basics, right? Just treating people with consideration no matter who they are. And third, empathy. Really trying to understand what your coworkers are dealing with. These are behaviors, not possessions. So, when you boil it all down, it's about a choice you make every single day. When you've got a resource, whether it's your time, your money, or just your energy, where do you put it? Do you use it to upgrade your own status, or do you invest it in the people around you? Let's just look at this specific example. Here's the choice. That shiny new monitor, that's the Ferrari. It's a perk, an upgrade. It's nice. But the real investment, the one that builds a legacy of respect, is taking that exact same hour and pouring it into a new team member. That action, that's what builds real loyalty and admiration for you, the person. So as we start to wrap this up, let's just completely reframe the goal. Success shouldn't be about putting on a show for a bunch of strangers or followers, hoping that their fleeting admiration is going to make you feel good. That is a hollow, hollow pursuit. The real goal, the better goal, is to use your resources, your money, your achievements to build a quiet foundation of security, not for show, but for your own peace of mind. It's about knowing that your worth isn't tied to an object that can be taken away tomorrow. It's tied to the respect you've earned and the stability you've built for yourself. So I'll just leave you with this question. When the car gets old and the job title changes and the social media feed is a distant memory, what is the lasting asset you will have actually built? Will it be a collection of things people once envied? Or will it be the genuine respect of the people you helped along the way?